Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. All right, now in some quick sports, Tristan Thompson, he was hit with a 25-game suspension after testing positive for having drugs in his system.
Now, come on now. At this point in his career, shouldn't Tristan Thompson have some drugs in his system? Like, I mean, for real, man. Tristan Thompson is 32 years old. That's kind of old in NBA years. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Let me see, how long has Tristan Thompson been in the league?
He's been in the league for a little bit.
At least he's been in the league for a long time, man. Like, at this point, can the man take a little bit of performance-enhancing drugs?
Jesus Christ.
You don't think so? Seriously?
No.
At this point in his career, man?
No.
He's been around for... All right, man. Okay.
No.
I mean, I just feel like he's been around for a long time, man.
And also, Milwaukee Bucks have fired head coach Adrian Griffin, which is pretty strange because the Bucks are doing pretty well, right?
They definitely underachieving. I mean, they're doing well, but they're underachieving. They have Damian Lillard and Giannis.
Yeah, but they're in second place. They're not doing that bad. Who they behind, Boston?
Yes.
And Boston is a squad.
I mean, I think they could be doing better, personally, but, you know.
Yeah, well,
and I'm sure somebody on the team probably was complaining.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it seems like they're going to be hiring Doc Rivers, so we'll see how that works.
And when I say somebody on the team, I mean Giannis. Okay, the big dog.
All right.
All right.
Now let's talk about Trump. Good morning, Tiz.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Peace, Ted.
Mm-hmm. Well, the election was last night. Hopefully people chimed in and watched. A lot of folks didn't even know it was a primary last night, but it was a primary in New Hampshire. 54% of the vote went to Donald Trump winning the New Hampshire primary. It happened pretty fast. Associated Press called their race pretty fast. Nikki Haley did pull in 43%. Now, during his victory speech, he said Nikki Haley was doing a speech like she won. Let's take a listen.
She's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. And you know, last week we had a little bit of a problem, and if you remember, Ron was very upset because she ran up and she pretended she won Iowa. And I looked around, I said, didn't she come in third? Yeah, she came in third. And then I looked at the polls, she was talking about most winnability, who's going to win, and I had one put up. I don't know if you see it, but I have one put up. We've won almost every single poll in the last 3 months against crooked Joe Biden. Almost every poll. And she doesn't win those polls. And she doesn't win those. This is not your typical victory speech, but let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night.
And we are headed towards the rematch none of us want, okay? Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. And it's clear when you see the numbers Nikki was able to pull, some Republicans are clearly looking for something different, and they deserve something different. We all deserve something different. I keep saying it over and over. I wish the GOP would move away from Trump, and I wish Democrats would move away from Biden. But we're here now. This is what we got.
No, Tez, why don't you think she just pulls out from now on, right? Why is she still going to fight for South Carolina? Why is she going to continue the race? What do you think?
She said she's going to run the table. She said she's going to go all the way to the end. And just so guys understand, this is the point she also made last night. Great question, DJ. And she said, this is just one state. Iowa's just one state. She's going to go all the way to the end. Remember, Bernie Sanders did the same thing. And the quote unquote establishment was upset, when Bernie Sanders stayed to the end. But he wanted every vote to count. And so when we actually talk about these numbers, when they say she had a very bad night, 163,000 people voted for Trump. 129,000 people still voted for Nikki Haley. So it's not like, when you really look at the numbers, how many people came out, how many people actually voted for her, 43%, to be kind of going at it by herself. It's not really a bad showing. Now we'll see how she does in South Carolina. Some folks say that she's possibly staying in to see what's going to happen with these 91 criminal charges. Something happens and all of a sudden you need somebody else to get on the ballot. She'll have those numbers. So she's just at this point, I believe, running to win. But then we also say sometimes folks are just running, to get the message out. But during his speech, Trump pointed out.
And also, Tez, everything you said is absolutely correct. But also, she simply still got money to spend. She got millions. She got tens of millions of dollars to still spend from donors.
And I was going to ask that, like, in these races, should there be a cap of how much money they can spend? Like, we talked to Dean Phillips, and he spent I think $20, $30, $40 million. And Vivek, today when we speak to him, I'm sure he's going to tell us he spent a large amount of money. But if they're spending all this money and they're losing and they don't get this money back, they can't write it off. Should there be a cap, which makes it fair?
Well, that's called campaign finance reform. A lot of people are pushing for that, but some folks are running for a PR campaign. I won't say that about. I don't believe that's what Nikki Haley is doing. Former governor, all of the accolades that she brings to the table.
Right.
But some people think that investment is worth it. To be able to be known to run the second time. Ron DeSantis, this may clear the path for him in 2028. So a lot of candidates see it as an investment. To push the message, and some folks just get in over their head and lose it all. But a couple of things I want to point out. Trump also talked about Tim Scott, who, by the way, remember, Tim Scott became the first African-American senator who was appointed thanks to Nikki Haley. And Trump pointed out how Scott must really hate Nikki Haley because he endorsed Trump. And then Scott expressed his love for Trump. I want you guys to listen to this.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's good. That's why he's a great politician.
There's absolutely zero reason to love a politician that much. Okay. I mean, goddamn, he could have followed that with a tongue kiss. I just love you. I just want to be with you. He hugged him from the back.
He kind of hugged him from the back.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
They go
There's
together.
a little side hug.
They
It's
go
almost
together.
No, he
like that.
didn't.
He wants to be VP.
That's disgusting.
He's playing the VP card. That's
That's
what it
disgusting.
seems like.
That's disgusting.
Now,
Listen.
now let me tell you quickly about Democrats.
Okay.
Go ahead, Charlamagne.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to tell you quick about while we have some time. Joe Biden was not on the ballot, but still folks voted for him as well. So the Democrat primary, about 54,000 people voted for Joseph Biden. Dean Phillips, the candidate you guys just mentioned, 20,000 people voted for him. Marianne Williamson, 5,000 people voted for her. But look at how many people wrote in. 14,000, almost 15,000 people wrote in a candidate. Some folks were writing in ceasefire. Some folks were writing in just random names. So that also shows you that's a problem where people are literally taking time to go to the polls and write in somebody else.
You're gonna see a lot of that in November. And listen, I don't know what's gonna happen in November. I really don't. But when you see Trump winning these primaries and they are dominating the news cycle, it just seems like all the momentum is on Trump's side. Like you just said, Biden won the New Hampshire primary last night off just write-ins. And it's not a story at all. The Democrats truly do not know how to message any wins. It's beyond strange to me.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Tez, we'll see you next hour. What are we talking about?
Yeah, we're going to talk about if you live in New York City, you might be getting your medical debt wiped away, which is a good thing. $2 billion to pay some bills for you folks.
All right. We'll talk about that next hour. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get to some front page news. What's up, Tiz?
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace, Ted.
Now let's talk about this $2 billion in medical bills wiped out.
Yes, this is good news. We don't often have a chance to spread good news, so I love this story. Mayor Eric Adams announced Monday that New York City intends to wipe out more than $2 billion in medical debt for up to 500,000 residents. And the city is working with a company called RIP Medical Debt. It's a nonprofit that buys medical debt in bulk from hospitals and debt collectors for pennies on the dollar. The group targets people with low incomes or financial hardships and then forgives the amount. Now, under the program, the city will spend $18 million over 3 years. Adams said for middle and working class New Yorkers, medical bills can be financially devastating. Working class families often have to choose between paying their medical bills or basic essentials that they need to go through life. The mayor said that the number one reason for bankruptcy is medical debt. He said this is the largest program of its kind, but RIP has worked with other cities across the country. So good news. Hopefully they'll work with some more.
Dropping the clues bombs from Mayor Eric Adams. That's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, gotta give props where props is due. That is incredible. Because that's all folks want is financial relief. If you are an elected official, that's all you should be thinking about. How do I put money in people's pockets and how do I keep people safe? It's really that simple. That's all we want as American citizens. We want to have some money in our pocket and we want to feel safe. That's it.
Yeah, and it's scary if you ever have to go to the emergency room or you take your kids to the emergency room. It feels like they make you fill out all this information about, your health benefits, if you have a medical card, if this, if that, if you have insurance, and all these things before you get to actually see the doctor or the nurse, which just seems strange. You're in the emergency room for a health scare, something that's bothering you, something that you think it could be horrible, worse, dying, whatever it may be. but the first thing they do is to see if you have health coverage?
Yes, because cash rules everything around me, fool. What are you talking about?
That sounds crazy. Fix me first. Have the doctors come see me first, and then, you know what, you're not going to see me?
I'm with you, but you know what, we should start saying capitalism rules everything around me. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. There's nothing in this country that the money don't make move. So it don't matter if it's healthcare, it don't matter if it's education, whatever it is, starts with the money. So once again, that's why every elected official should be thinking about, how do I put money in people's pockets and how do I keep people safe? That's it.
And how do I market it after I do it? How do you let people know that you actually did this? You know,
with money.
Right. This is why it's important. Now, one more thing, guys. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, listen up. If you want to go see the Detroit Lions, they say, who are going to the Super Bowls. I don't know if it's going to be them or the 49ers. But anyway, if you want to go to the Super Bowl, the Red Cross is coming up with a creative way to get people to help with the national blood shortage. Let's take a listen.
The American Red Cross declaring a national blood shortage, saying it is experiencing the lowest number of people giving blood in the last 20 years. Leaders are calling on everyone who can donate to please roll up your sleeves and donate. Red Cross officials say numbers are low, and the organization is coming up with a creative way to get donors through the door. Just by donating through the month of January, you will then be entered to win a trip for you and a guest to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
That's smart. I think that's smart. I think a lot of people will do it. I just feel like with the American Red Cross, and maybe it's just me, when I was a lot younger, I would see a lot of blood drives. Like, I would see them do it more often. It would be on television. It would be on, you would hear it on the radio. But I just don't see it as much anymore. Have you seen it, Charlamagne, when they talk about blood drives anymore?
I'm going to be totally honest with you, man. As soon as I hear about anybody going to the Super Bowl, I tune out. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm not even lying. I'm not even joking. I don't even know what the hell y'all talking about. I didn't even, when you said Red Cross, I was like, I drew a blank. As soon as I heard them giving away free tickets to the Super Bowl, I just drew a blank. I'm not even joking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not paying attention.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
Well, let me bring it. But this is National Blood Donor Month, DJ Envy. You brought up a good point where you said you don't see it as often. No, they don't. But then especially in January, and that's because of the winter. So the winter, the weather, they've stopped about 350 blood drives that they normally have, which has depleted 11,000 blood units because of that. This is a real emergency going on. Several states have stopped elective surgery because of this. People are if you just do a quick Google search and put in a national blood shortage, you'll see where several states are literally begging. I know I saw South Bend yesterday, Tennessee, where they're literally begging people to come give blood because people aren't able to have their surgery. So this is a real emergency going on right now.
Wow. All right.
And so give some blood if you can. Do you guys give?
No, I used to when I was way back when, but I haven't in a long time. But I used to. Charlamagne?
No. I'm trying to think if I ever have.
I've done it before, but I haven't done it in a long time.
I don't think I've ever given any blood. No.
Maybe we need to set up a blood drive at the Breakfast Club.
What about you, Tez? Have you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I have.
I'm just asking.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So give some blood, guys, if you can. They need it.
All right. Well, that is Front Page News. Thank you, Tez.
And make sure you follow at Teslin Figaro on all social media platforms and subscribe to at Teslin Figaro's podcast, The Black Effect. The Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.